Welcome back. Joining me now is Jordan James, executive producer of Good Deeds America. Hi, Jordan. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Chelsea.
Great name, by the way. I have to start there. Let's talk about Good Deeds America. What is it and how did it get started?
Yes, so Good Deeds America is an in an interview-style show. It's a community impact show where we will travel and have people from across the country come on our show and share the good work that they're doing in their communities, whether it be nonprofit organizations, change makers, or people that save somebody's life. You know, a CPR instructor, or people that are just selfless. And my goal with the show is to learn from people on what makes them be kind, right? And what makes them tick almost. For me, when I greet somebody and I smile, I can almost feel their defenses come down. And just being able to see that and make them relax, I love that. And so to be able to hear other people's perspective on that is such a wonderful thing. We started with Good Deeds Buffalo here in Western New York. We launched in 2021, and we just ended our show in 2023. It was April, but we did 29 shows here and over 30 different guests. People like Kimberly LaRussa, which has been on here, and she's wonderful. And Thaddeus Stevens, somebody who, during the pandemic, he raised over $30,000 for the local food pantry by being creative and creating a Facebook fundraiser. And so those people just putting in the effort to make things happen, we should be highlighting. And we all know that the world is crazy. Right?
To
say the least. And so we can only do so much, and these stories can help bring back a sense of normalcy. And we know the news companies and agencies can only do so much when we have other news to tell, right? The heartbreaking and the challenging stories.
Let's talk about the attention that you've gotten from being part of making Good Deeds America. You were featured on the Drew Barrymore show, so let's talk about that.
Yes, it was a wonderful experience. Drew Barrymore's team reached out to me and they're like, hey, you know, we want to fly you to New York City and have you do some digital videos. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to do some digital videos for Drew Barrymore? That would be wonderful. And I just seen it as an opportunity to share more about Buffalo. And when I got there, we were talking, and then she was like, hey, let's have you come watch the show. From there, they surprised me and actually had me on the show.
Oh my goodness,
like,
you didn't even realize?
I had no clue.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so I had no idea. Like, I knew that I was going to New York City, but not to be on the show. And she just said that I inspired her and that I was her hero. And to hear that from somebody like Drew Barrymore, who is kind, compassionate, and has dedicated her program to, you know, positivity, it was just a symbol that I'm on the right path. And the show has a spot here in broadcasting, and that's exciting.
Yes, let's talk about that, because you've been approached by national networks for syndication. So what does that mean for the show?
It's substantial. When I pitched Good Deeds Buffalo to WBBZ TV here, I had no clue that they would say yes. I was a kid from North Tonawanda who had a vision to try and change things for the better and to spread kindness and positivity. As somebody who went through challenges of being bullied in high school, I was terrified that when I mentioned this, they would laugh at me and make fun of me for being overweight. And the community here in Buffalo has been nothing but accepting and supportive. We have our Kickstarter, campaign right now to raise funds for crucial production equipment, and we've already seen this community come together to help us.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because a lot goes into making a show. You've got a whole crew, you need equipment. So talk about the experience and the crew that you have making the show and how the community can support you.
Yes, it's exciting because we're bringing on, we're going to have this production in-house. And as you know, somebody who does television, being able to have that freedom of being able to go into a studio and then record when you please or need to will be substantial for us. And so we're raising money for production equipment so we could do that. But we have been approached by 2 networks who are considering to carry the show, which is exciting, right? We have some local talent which we'll bring in. Gary Hodge will be our, he'll be a producer, an associate producer on the project, and he's been working in TV media here in Western New York for close to 25 years. And my idea was to use people who maybe need a job here that don't have the opportunity, and see how they can fill in on our project. So we'll have a team of about 4 to 5 people, and we're also going to have some nice volunteers who will help with our guests, accepting them into the show and showing them to the green room and things like that. So it takes a village of people, Karen, Gary, Derek, and so many creative people to bring this to life. It's not just me, it's a whole team.
And where can people go to watch the show?
Absolutely. So it's going to premiere online first at gooddeedsamerica.tv, and then we'll share the announcement when we have the signature on that line from the network on where it will be able to be seen on television.
Well, congratulations for your immense success. I know the sky's the limit for you, especially sharing such positive stories and uplifting our community. So thank you so much for coming in. Viewers, if you would like to keep up to date on the show and all of the good deeds they're sharing, check out their website, gooddeedsamerica.tv. Thanks again, Jordan, for coming in.
You're welcome.